Welcome everyone, I'm Georgopoulos, the host of the AMFisH video fishing blog. Out here ice fishing, and I'm making a series of videos. I've had a very lengthy list of topics that I wanted to do some videos on. It's kind of waiting till spring, but got the itch to fish, and decided to come out here and do some videos and enjoy a day of ice fishing. So this video is about matching the hatch. Most people have probably heard about match the hatch theory, which is to match the species of bait fish in your lakes that you're fishing with what you're using. So I'm going to use a pretty good example here. I'm on a conservation lake here. They do have a species of minnow here that are familiar to the lake, which they do sell here. But I'm just going to do a quick little reel up here of my rod so I can actually explain this a little better. I grab a minnow as well. Pardon me if I get off camera for a second, but I'm just going to grab a minnow. If I can get one of these little guys in this bucket that are squirming around. But I'm going to get a quick minnow here. Hopefully I don't hold it out of the water too much. This here is my little Slurpee bait. And hopefully you can see that on camera. It is a silver little bait. It's usually used for panfish. And that color there is the actual minnow itself. So you see it flickering around. Let's put it back in the bucket there for a second. When you're out on a body of water, again, I just had that minnow right up there, and I'll put this one there as well. You can see they're virtually the same length and same color. I'm going to let it a little bit of line and see if I can actually hold them side by side to convey my my video a little better. I don't want to hold these minnows out of the water too long and have them die on me, but let's see if I can get another one. So if I can do this on camera without falling in any of these holes as well. Here is the actual bait I'm using. I'm going to see if I can hold this minnow with a bit. Nope, it's falling on me. See if I can hold this, at least to show you a little bit here. So there's the minnow itself, and there's my bait. Probably the same length, very close to being the same length. This is what the match the hatch theory is. You are going to try and use baits that are similar size to the species of bait fish at that time. So in the spring you're going to use smaller baits because the fish and bait fish have not had a lot of time to grow yet. But if I came up here and started using a really large bait and everyone's catching on these 2 to 2.5 inch minnows, I'm probably not going to have a lot of luck. But if I'm throwing that 1.5 to 2 inch size that I have here and I match that color, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to have a lot of success fishing. So try this out, whether you're trying to match a frog. I'll use another example there, which is a good one. If you only see brown or dark green frogs on the bodies of water you fish, it does not mean that a different color will not work. Usually a different color works when you want to stand out from everybody else. But if you've never in your entire life seen a light green frog, there's a chance you can catch on it, and I would totally recommend trying it. But once you match the color of frog that's on that lake, you will see your success rate will completely increase. And that again is just the generic rule of match the hatch. Try and match the size, bait fish, color to what the species are on that body of water, and that particular body of water. Everyone will be a little bit different. But it's a great theory. I've tested it, in this body of water, and I fish in the summer. Perch is very plentiful, as is crappie. So I tend to use some crappie colors. Excuse me. And perch spinner baits and some perch Rapala baits as well. And those do produce. Again, you can always jump outside of that norm sometimes, but match the hatch first, see what happens. You will catch some fish doing that and following that rule of thumb and that theory moving forward. I highly recommend trying it, at least giving it a shot. Thanks for tuning in. Hope these tips have helped you, and I will see you next time.